Welcome to Topper IAS. So let's start with our discussion of a topic, keeping UPSC mains in focus. Okay, so let's get started. So the first thing, the issue that we are going to pick up or we are going to discuss is with respect to parliamentary privileges. So the first question, why are we picking this topic, right? So we have picked up this issue because if you are following the newspaper, last week Supreme Court had said that the privileges that the members enjoy is meant to ensure essential function of the parliament. So what is the essential function of parliament? Is a deliberative body, right? So you see there is disruptions happening and all this stuff. So again this background, it was said that the privileges that the members enjoy is meant to ensure essential functioning of the house. So it said that this does not include damaging the private property and all this stuff. So that's why we have picked up this issue. So parliamentary privileges, a static part, you should know what are parliamentary privileges and all those stuff. So basically coming to parliamentary privileges, see these are certain rights and immunities. So rights and immunities that the members of parliament enjoy, and these rights and immunities are provided to either individual member or they are also provided to parliament as a whole. So collective rights are also there. And as I said, why are they, the immediate question? So they are enjoying rights and immunities, right? So why should they enjoy it? Because this is essential to perform discharge their function, to effectively discharge their function. And Article 105 of Constitution expressly mentions two privileges, that is freedom of speech in the parliament, so freedom to talk, you will not be liable for whatever you speak, and then right of publication of its proceedings, so they can publish the proceedings that happen, deliberations and all those stuff. Then apart from these privileges which are mentioned in the constitution, you also have code of civil procedure 1908. So it also provides from freedom from arrest and detention for the members, specifically under civil process, when there is a meeting of the house or the committee, for like 40 days before and after the commencement of meetings. So these are the things. Parliamentary privileges, what are parliamentary privileges? Is rights and immunities, why they are given to discharge their functions. So constitution provides certain privileges, there is also code of civil procedure. Okay, then actually these, as I said, they are categorized into two, individual privileges and collective privileges. So individual privileges are those which are secured to the members of parliament on an individual level, and collective privileges, these privileges are enjoyed by the Indian parliament as a whole. Okay, so coming to individual privileges, so certain examples for individual privileges is, see, no arrest of the member of parliament can take place during its session. So particularly also the members can't be arrested 40 days before and after the sessions beginning and end of the session. So this is one privilege that they enjoy. Then the members of parliament are entitled to freedom of speech in the house. Yes, they are not liable to any court proceedings for speech given in parliament or its committees. However, the whatever they say is regulated by rules of the house. Then they are exempted from jury service, meaning they can refuse to give evidence or appear as a witness in any case pending in a court when the parliament is in session. So these are certain individual privileges they enjoy. Then what about collective privileges? Example, see, example is the Indian parliament has a right to exclude strangers from its proceedings, and the secret sittings of the house, okay, they need not make it disclose the information about the sitting of the house. Then two houses can make rules for regulation of their procedures, conduct their business, and also adjudication of their work. So this also they have privilege, court cannot intervene in the proceedings of the house. Then parliament can suspend or expel members in case of breach of privilege. So this is also collective privilege that the parliament enjoys. So question comes again, what is the use of parliamentary privileges? See, basically to secure the independence and effectiveness of the actions taken by them, so only then the functioning will be done. Then the parliamentary privileges help maintain the dignity, authority and honor of the members of the parliament. Yes, so institution has to be respected, dignity, authority has to be there. So these privileges will ensure that. And the parliamentary privileges help secure members of the house from any obstruction in the discharge of actions, right? So moment you are securing certain, you are providing certain rights and immunities, so those kind of immunities will be preventing any obstruction in the functioning of the parliament. So this is the uses of parliamentary privileges. So what are all the sources? So already we have seen Constitution 105 article, right? Freedom of speech and freedom to publications, and various laws made by the parliament. So we have code of civil, criminal procedure code, rules of both houses, also provide for privileges, parliamentary convention, and judicial interpretation. So these are all those things from where you can mention about privileges. Okay, so that's it for today. So I told the reason why did we pick up the issue, so you should know what is parliamentary privileges and the uses of it, and what are the sources, so particularly in terms of mains. Okay, so that's it for today. You can download the PDF of this document in the link that is shared below, and do download Topperize Institute app so that you get access to a number of these videos that will help you in your preparation. That's it. Thank you.